EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the beautiful city of Seattle. We welcome you inside Lumen Field, the home of the Seahawks. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Primetime. Mike Tirico alongside Greg Oates and Joshua Carty will get it underway. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. It's a three tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll run here. It's Breece Hall. And he'll bring this to about the 25. He's brought down by Kobe Turner.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8.
Here we go.
Off the bootleg, it's Milton. Exiting the pocket right. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. That's 17 yards, and that's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
1st and 10. They'll run, and this is Ramondre Stevenson. And he was tough to bring down. Good running across midfield. A gain of 8 that time.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go. Ready.
Play action. Now it's Milton. Throw to the sideline. Well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes, they do, have the 1st down.
And what a nice job there, getting his feet down on the sideline to secure his 1st catch of the game. They need to continue to find ways to get him involved, however the opportunity presents.
Go.
They'll toss right side to Stevenson. And let's give him about 4 on that one. He's brought down by Kobe Turner.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready.
Handoff, it's Stevenson. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
It's a gain
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Let's go now.
The throw is going to wind up incomplete. That was the run-pass option. Choose pass. Defender able to close it down and bring up fourth down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up fourth and short.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on fourth down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Warriors 70. Mustang 19.
From the gun, here's Milton. And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush that leads to a turnover on down.
Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on fourth down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
On the ground, former Notre Damer Kyron Williams. I don't think that was going too far either way. Defense right on it. They hold him to no gain.
I know it's easy from up in the booth, Mike, but I think that's one of those zone reads where the quarterback needs to pull it and keep it himself. The defense was clearly keyed on the running back. Not much room in there. No gain.
May to throw on second down. Quick throw, taken in, and they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. 11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Rams first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Here's a handoff to Williams. And he's able to push his way forward, a gain of about 2. It'll be second down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
From the 46, here's second and 8. Looking out of the gun, it's May. Nakua snags it over the middle. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. It might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
They'll go. Here's May. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on fourth and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down.
All right, Mike, so in a situation like this, I would love to see the quarterback think first down. I don't need a touchdown. I need a fresh set of downs. I need to keep the chains moving and give me more opportunities to hopefully end this drive with a touchdown.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. They'll fake the give, and now it's Milton. That's complete to Ramondre Stevenson out of the backfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Here we go, Shaq. Let's go.
On the give, this is Stevenson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
That's complete to the TCU man, Quentin Johnston. And he'll be taken down with the 1st down as time will run out on this opening quarter. So we are through 1 here on Sunday Night Primetime. What will the 2nd quarter have in store? Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
Let's go now. Ready, ready.
From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. And he let him a bit too much. The pass is incomplete. Ramondre Stevenson was the intended target that time.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
Tiger, nice. Back.
Get out of the gun is Milton. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. And that is incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They'll go. Here's Milton. That is brought in at the 10. And he will have the Seahawks 1st down. Gain of 13 as they convert by a good 3 yards on that 4th and long.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage. A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Pushed back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal.
Crack all 80.
Here's Milton. Headed left, buying time. Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw when the pass is incomplete.
This is a situation where you just have to be a little bit more decisive with the ball in your hand. I mean, at some point, it's got to come out. You cannot continue to stress your protection over time like he did here. And to take that hit after that amount of time, that falls completely on the shoulders of the quarterback.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal.
19 Tiger, 19 stop, 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Mustang 19. Let's go.
Throwing is Milton. That's in the end zone and interception. And the Rams are going to take possession here at their own 6.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
To throw on 1st down is May. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. And now compounding the issue here, we're going to get a delay. So that'll cost them half the distance. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. A give, and here comes Williams. Oh, gotta be careful here. Looks like they're just going to avoid the safety, but not by much. That was close to being a disaster.
All the offense is trying to do here is just get a little breathing room so that they can operate their entire system. But this defense, they sold out, brought pressure. The offense is lucky that that one didn't result in 2.
3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's May. Quick hitting slants there. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down, and that will necessitate a ball to the punt team. It's 4th down. The 4th down, the Rams will send out Ethan Evans to punt. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. Not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Here we go, set. Panther 60, Panther 60.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Milton. Flush to his right. He'll air it out. Deep for Wilson. That is hot. Not quite to the end zone, but in great position out of bounds at the 3. So a big one there to start the drive. 52 yards.
19 line.
So after the big play to start, now we have 1st and goal. Now Milton. And that is hot in the end zone. He's in. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown, Seattle. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. He'll go left side here and complete this one. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
Will take this into the end zone. What a run! Drake May, touchdown Rams. His second rushing touchdown of the year. Joshua Carty comes out now for the extra point.
The kick is good. Makes the score Rams 7, Seahawks 6. Joshua Carty.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
Take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Cougar 19.
So on first and 10, here's Milton. He's got a man downfield. That's Johnston. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Hot 7.
On first down, here's Milton. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Taken back to the other side of midfield. Kobe Turner in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
Ready?
Milton to the air on second down. We'll try to set up the screen to Stevenson. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Third and long.
Let's go now. Go.
To throw, it's Milton. That one intercepted. And the Rams will have great field position right around midfield.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now. Like, he just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
Right, here goes throw. Ready, what's up?
The drive begins with a run by Williams. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Veteran safety Jamal Adams there for the tackle.
Brings up second and 7.
Second down, they need 7. Now, May. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
I'm not so sure he would have picked up the first down had they connected either way, but still, disappointing outcome to not at least get a handful of positive yards on that last one.
Throwing on third down is May. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And the defense can't come up. Stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
Off the play fake, it's May. Moving left. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range as well at the 17-yard line.
a gain of 25 yards. First down, Rams.
On the option, here's Williams. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. If he gets a yard out of that one, it's second down. Now the Rams going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. They'll come up on a second down and 8.
Here goes that. Hey, what's that?
They'll go again here with Williams. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Now a timeout Rams, that's number 2. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun. It's May. That is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, L.A. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Rams will take a 14-6 lead.
Seahawks 6.
Coming close, and not much time left as this one is kicked away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1.
Ready, set.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
18, rattle. Tag. Panther 60. Panther 60. Maverick, 19 tight, 19 tight.
From the gun, here's Milton. Pushed out to his left. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there, and it'll be second down.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
So, 1 half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. Well, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
Their own 44-yard line.
Here goes that. Hey, what's that?
They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
First down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical, right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On first down, right back to Williams. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Second and 9.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 9.
Here goes the run. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy. 5.
To throw is May. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds. Down at the 20. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Second and 10.
Here goes crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, what's up?
May going to look to throw. That's hauled in on the left by McCool. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Third, they need 8.
Here goes that. Hey, what's that? Crazy, crazy. 5.
On the give, it's Williams. And this defense holding their ground. They'll stop him for no gain. Fourth down, straight ahead. So on comes Joshua Carty to try this field goal.
36-yard.
His kick is good. And the Rams will now make it an 11-point game. It's 17-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Cavante Turpin on the return. Not much on the return. They'll stop him at the 17.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready? 60, 75, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Here's Milton now on first and 10. Downfield, that's Constant. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big play and a much-needed one as well. It's a gain of 34.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready? 19 Lions. Tag. Ready, right?
Milton now to throw on first and 10. That's to the running back, Brees Hall. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line. A big play for Seattle. 47 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
18, Rattler, 8, here we go. Ready.
From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. And he'll take it on in. Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, Seahawks. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
That is caught, and they get the two-point conversion.
17.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now Puka with a little pop pass. He's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down and 9. On play action. Here's May. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
It might have taken longer than they would have liked, but that's the first sack of the game, and it came at the perfect time. This defense desperately has to get off the field, and that play gets them a lot closer to doing so.
On 3rd and long, here's May. He's going to look for the home run ball, and that's going to be picked by Jalen Ramsey. And he's going to give his guys a short field to work with and a chance to take the lead.
Intercepted. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw, it's Milton. He'll set up the screen to Hall. He's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8.
Come on, hop 70, hop 70. Cougar 19. Drop it.
To the air, it's Milton. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. That one knocked away. In the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He gets this one complete to Johnston. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a 1st down. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. On the option, here's Paul. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Milton. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he's going to be marked out of bounds down at the 3. Give him a dozen yards on that one and give them first and goal.
Sudden change. So you find yourself defensively a little bit on your heels. Your offense just turned the ball over, and now you've got to go out and make a stand. Well, so far this offense has moved the ball pretty quickly, but can they dig in and at least force a field goal? Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late. It's probably a touchdown.
We'll go again from the 3. It is second and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
Working out of the gun is Milton. This one caught at the floor.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back, looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the third quarter. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. For the lead, here is third and goal.
Ready? Stretch the eagle, stretch the eagle. Ready?
To the air once more is Milton. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on fourth and goal.
This is one of those coaching decisions people are going to be talking about for a long time. You find yourself down 3, a field goal gets you level. Instead, you roll the dice and go for it, and you fail.
On the ground, this is Williams. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Here's a designed run. He'll step up and run this. And May will not risk it. Into the slide. And he's got the first down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
Set to go now on first and 10. Off the bootleg. Here's May. Oh, they caught the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
Intercepted. The Seahawks take over first and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Dixie Maverick, Dixie Maverick. Ready? Bronco 80. Go.
So on first and 10, here's Milton. At 3, third time tonight he's been intercepted. And they will finally get to him as he's brought down near the 40-yard line.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the fourth quarter, and that's a gift And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Out of the gun, here's May. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. The offense staying out there for this fourth down. They're going. It's May. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. Aggressive call there. Works out as they convert on fourth down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for fourth down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense. Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
To throw again is May. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Throwing on third down is May. Now he'll air one out. And the Seahawks will take over here just shy of the 30.
A brutal mistake there, Mike. I mean, they have a chance to put a late scoring drive together and increase their lead. But now with that interception, all the momentum shifts to their opponents, and now they got to rely on their defense to hopefully get a stop and get them the ball back.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, here's Milton. Catch made, right side by Wilson. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
It's a loss of 2.
You know, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In fourth quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
Cup 19. Get up. Panther 60. Panther 60.
Throwing on 1st and 10 is Milton. And deep for the back of the end zone. This one batted away. It's incomplete. Good hands there in the end zone. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
That's taken in, and he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down.
The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th. But they will turn it over on down. Now it's Williams. Took that one outside, waiting for that cutback lane, but it never developed. No gain on the carry.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
May gonna hold on to this one. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21. 1st down, L.A.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And this defense not fooled by the option. They stitch with the running back and they get him down for no gain.
Well, this play, Mike, is clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Forced out wide. Oh, do you believe it? It's intercepted. Picked off by Ifansu Melifonwu. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. The shotgun. Wilson gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. Double as good there. They get the 1st down and save a timeout. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line. Timeout Seahawks, that is their 2nd, as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. Now, on 2nd and long.
Cougar 19, Warriors 70.
From the gun, here's Milton. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
17.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And it's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Trap 60, trap 60. Cup 19, cup 19.
On 3rd and long, here's Milton. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation, and right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
Finding yourself down to your final timeout, this is the moment. This is the drive that you have to find a way to extend if you're going to claw yourself back into this game. But the defense comes up with a huge stop, and that will all but end this game.
So it's a win for the visiting Rams. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable.